Hello, fellow Calgarians. My name is Madison Holmes.
And my name is Macy Holmes, and I'm 21 years old.
And I'm currently 22. We want to be respectful of everybody's time, so thank you for taking a minute to hear out our message, because we wanted to bring up some personal information regarding civic engagement. There is no doubting that right now times are tough, both economically and culturally. Everybody needs to be paying attention to the 9 to 5, their bills, and all of the immediate needs. But another thing we've realized is that another immediate need is our politics, because it's really easy for us to ignore it, but it's impossible for it to ignore us. Just like we have to clean up our backyard before you go and clean up your community, the whole family voted in the municipal elections that just happened to help clean up our city before we take on a bigger dragon, which is now provincial politics. But before we did that, we wanted to invite you guys to join us.
Yeah, so our family learned about this event called an annual general meeting that the UCP holds every year. And it's basically meant for people to hold our current leadership accountable and a great way to have direct democratic engagement with your leaders. I felt like it was a really good process that encouraged critical thinking and thinking on much larger issues that all Albertans are concerned about. So our family, when we went, we got to vote on things like governance and policy. And governance is basically like good housekeeping, where it's how should the UCP and constituency associations conduct themselves as a whole, like as an entity. But the best part was the policies, because that was when you're really getting to the meat of what were the concerns that Albertans today are facing and wanting to talk about. Last year, we got to vote on how we wanted Danielle Smith and the UCP, like what we wanted them to focus on and in what way.
Yeah, we got to vote on policies related to immigration, climate change, even gender-related policies, which is actually where Bill 26 emerged, and that's the bill that put age caps on specific hormonal and surgical alterations for youth. And the point isn't whether or not you agree with that, whether it's too harsh or it's not far enough. The point is the fact that a bill like that emerged from this AGM.
Mm-hmm.
We get a chance to be directly involved in where the province is going and its path, and see how well they're listening to our needs as well as how well we're paying attention.
Yeah, so we wanted to encourage those of you listening to come and attend this year's AGM, to come and observe and learn and interact with what this event looks like and how it makes you feel. Personally, like I mentioned before, it made me feel like I was actually thinking about something larger than myself, and then start to contemplate much deeper topics that at first seem like they're too complicated to deal with, or maybe they're futile, but you actually start to witness Albertans and their ability to come up with solutions that are actually practical and tangible, much like what happened with the public hearing for the blanket rezoning. You saw all of these Calgarians come together and come up with amazing ideas. And you're like, whoa, I did not know that we were so capable of having such critical thought. That's why even with the blanket rezoning, that was just how many people could come together for one important topic, let alone 30, which is how many topics and policies you vote on at the AGM this year.
And if you'd like to be a part of these important decisions, you can participate. You can attend this year's AGM. It is in Edmonton at the Edmonton Expo Center. And to vote, you do have to be a member by November 7th. That's a part of policy, and it only costs $10 for the year. And then you can buy a ticket as an adult or a youth. Now, if you are a youth in the Fish Creek constituency,
which is the age range of 14 to 25,
you can contact your local constituency. If you're in Fish Creek, that would be ours. And you can get not only your ticket reimbursed, which is $69, but you can also get your hotels reimbursed and then a portion of your travel expenses because it's in Edmonton. And if you're not in the Fish Creek, like I said, you can go to the website, which we'll pull up, and find your constituency if you don't already know, and contact them. Send them an email and ask, are you doing youth reimbursements? Because a lot of CAs do that.
Yeah, and I'm speaking to the other CAs now when I say we highly encourage you to reimburse your youth. As two young adults, it's a great opportunity also to connect to what Albertans of all ages are concerned about. And it's not, I have an analogy where it's not always fun to teach your kid how to learn to cook in the kitchen when you could just do it yourself. But that's what we're asking you to do, is we are asking you to please invite us and give us your knowledge and reimburse us and let youth in, so that way you can teach us how to get up off our feet and participate in what it is that all is concerning all Albertans.
Yeah, the date for the AGM is November 28th, 30th. It's a couple-day conference. If you have any questions, don't be shy to reach out to us. We can meet you at the AGM, or if you just want to talk generally as people living in our city and our province, going through the same misgivings, we respond to everybody on our socials or Substack at Home with Homes.
So we hope to see you there. I always, as well, also say that more minds are better than one. I'm not giving you a slogan when I say that your voice really does matter, especially also coming from someone of our age demographic. We actually really, really appreciate being a part of these events, and it encourages us to come together. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to us, and we hope to see you there.